Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream with shitloads of packets being lost, so probably you can't see anything. Soundtrack is being provided by Luguber, who is also streaming it right now, and I usually follow his stream. Nice drum and bass music. So that will be the soundtrack for today. Probably a little bit lower. And hope the packet lost thing gets its act together, because it's really starting. And hope the packet lost thing gets its act together, because it's really starting to be annoying. Still dropping packets though. I hope people can still follow the stream. Not much more else I can do. I already filed a complaint about that. It's weird though, because it only happens during the night at peak hour, where everyone is watching TV, I guess. If I try to stream at like midnight or in the middle of the afternoon, it doesn't seem to be as much packet loss as it is at 9 o'clock. Which is very oof for me. Like the only hour that I can stream, it's the hour that I have worse internet for streaming. Anyways, let's try to get some stuff done today. So yesterday we did the playlist for Best of Trsak. We ended up concluding that it might have been a smarter idea to do it on YouTube directly instead of doing it on Watch Together. Mostly because if I want to download all the videos and edit them together, it would be a lot easier. Also for listing everything. And I guess I could also share the playlist itself on my own channel. So maybe we'll transpose the Trsak playlist to YouTube. And then the next demo party, which we also will have to prepare demo shows for a couple more, we'll do on YouTube directly. Also, YouTube playlists are really easy to transfer or to import into Watch Together, so it should be fine to do that in the reverse order. Anyways, let's get to work. And there are a few. There we go. There are a few news regarding the rest of the week stuff, but I'll talk about them when we reach that point. I guess it's just opening YouTube video, the video on YouTube, which should be done like this, and clicking add to a playlist. Okay, create new playlist. Best of Trsak demo party. Okay, this one's added, and I'll add them by order. And if I see that are like this, if I can find an alternative to this with better quality, I can barely hear the sound on this. Let's try to find another version. Yeah, retro demo scene. Doesn't make much difference in terms of audio, but I'm gonna. I don't like the watermark. The watermark is really annoying me, so I'm gonna skip it whenever I can. Another one. And technically speaking, at the demo show, if I switch between Amiga and the PC, I should switch the stream to go to 50 Hz instead of 60 Hz. I don't think I'm really gonna bother. With Amiga prods, you don't really notice it that much. I'm sure the zealots will notice, but overall, you can't really tell that much. So I think it's fine. It's only for stuff that really flickers a lot or does like interlace things. That's when it's really more critical. I think maybe the demo show for Forever might be worth doing in 50 Hz. It's all Spectrum stuff, and Spectrum is all 50 Hz, so it might make more sense to have that. But if I have a lot of demos that change between 60 and 50, I think I'll stick with 60. Still have to schedule when the demo show will be. Still unsure. The different demo shows, because apparently we'll have like 5 of them. That should be on the days leading up to Inércia, like 1 week or 2 weeks before. Coding on this one is pretty bad. On this one we couldn't find a version that wasn't live. There was no capture of it without the live. Also unsure if it's worth downloading all of the entries and download the video of all of the entries and do a very long video with proper information on the name of each demo. The year it was released and all that jazz. But for 2 hours and a half, so many entries, it's gonna be a lot of work. Yeah, wish Watch Together would have an export feature. Because importing a YouTube playlist to Watch Together is easy, but exporting it... Well, good way. Sorry, this is a bit boring part. Boring work. Once we're done with this playlist, we're gonna start doing more interesting things, which is preparing a demo show for one of the other parties that also got cancelled. I love how they showed OBS. There's a hotkey on OBS for you to record stuff. You don't need to go there and click it. I did a few videos like that though. You only have one screen, you just want to record it, you don't care about the quality. You will edit that part later. But then once it's already online, starts feeling like it's too much work, and before you notice, that's the version that ends up being available forever. Yeah, I'm already tired of clicking stuff. Reach in the end. Only some 7 more. Oof. About seminars, we had a couple more people interested, which is great. One of them is the cables guy. This is why I remember this topic. So I talked with Pandud, and he said that it would be cool. So we're gonna try to figure out a day to have it, and to what degree we're gonna be covering more or less, or they are gonna be covering more or less of their tool. I think it's a really interesting demo tool. It's one of the more interesting demo tools out there nowadays. Because even though some other stuff might be a little more powerful, this has the power of working in a web interface. And of you being able to use it anywhere, regardless of your operating system. And also that your output always works in whatever web browser there is. Still a lot of hate for WebGL and web-based stuff, but I think it has solidified a lot in terms of being a platform. I remember 4 or 5 years ago, we would make fun of people doing WebGL demos. Well, I was making WebGL demos. Well, not WebGL, I was doing Canvas-based demos. And a lot of people wouldn't take them seriously. They should be on the wild compo. And that supposedly they are universal, but then you always have problems on your computer when you're trying to run stuff. A lot of different stuff. Nowadays it feels like they are a lot more easily accepted. So yeah, looking forward to that seminar of Cables.js. Cables.gl. Anyways, it seems that we are done with the Best of Tersak Demo Party playlist. It's now on YouTube. Hooray! Let's move on to other things like reviewing our to-do list. Already asked people. We have a few confirmed. It's worth listing here. So we should have present Alkama, Flopin. Hey Pablo Ferro, WebGL is getting good. I make things in 3GS are crazy. Yeah, 3GS is really changed the way that people look at WebGL. And 3GS was made by a demo scener. Mr. Doob is originally Trace from 3Pixels and a few other groups, even though he hasn't been doing much demo scene stuff lately. Is still somehow related with the demo scene, still follows it, stuff like that. So yeah, demo scene influenced it a lot. And now with engines, everything that can be like the whole editor can be on the web browser. Things are moving quite fast. Luna also agree. Luna YX, probably just call her YX. Did Nobi say anything about that? I don't think he did. Okay, so these are the people who have confirmed. I think we have more than this. I think I'm missing someone. But it's fine. It's already 5 people is already good enough to test the system. So what we need to do for this, I'm gonna make a separate part and everything. So on Friday the 11th, we'll have to test first I'll need to code the tool, which I haven't started yet, so I need to work on that. Code tool to randomize encounters. To random encounters. Then we need to test multiple, test all, what's it called? It's not observer. What's it called? Do I have Bonesomatic installed here? I should have it somewhere. We're going to be using Bonesomatic Networked Edition. For those who know what Bonesomatic is, it's a tool that was coded by Garguy, but then changed by, or originally it was coded by Bonsai of Plastic. Then Garguy remade it into something more useful, and then Nusen and Alchema had a network support, so you can code remotely and not have it only running on your computer. And I should have it here somewhere, but I don't, so I'll probably download a new version. Is it on program files, normal one? There we go, Bonzo Networked. I have two versions. I guess this one is the most recent one, because that one is from 2019. Yeah, this is the networked version. Okay, so when I run the networked version, I even used it for the pancake thing. I think I run the GL version. Yeah, and here I can configure stuff. Window, blah, 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 blah. This is the server that we'll probably use. We'll use another guest room. Grabber, that's it, Grabber. So when you're running Bonesomatic, you have two options. You can run it, well, three options. You can run it in offline mode. That doesn't send anything, it's just the traditional Bonesomatic. You have the sender version when you are actually coding a shader for the competition. Or the Grabber mode. The Grabber mode, you're just watching what the sender did, so you have to know exactly what their nickname is, what room they are using, and this is mostly for the casters to know or to see what they are doing, so we can talk about what the hell they are doing. So yeah, it's called Grabber. So I'm going to test having all of the grabbers, all grabbers for all contestants. Grabbers on thumbnail size. So the main issue is that when you have like 4 shaders on your computer running at the same time, if you're using a too big window, your computer is going to start to crap up unless you have a very good graphics card. So what I want to test on this Friday is if I need to automate opening a room for each one of the person. And you can do a batch file to automatic launch Bonesomatic with specific settings. I have done that in the past. Or if it's worth to have like the 10, in this case I will only have 6. If it's worth having the 6 shaders on screen and then maximize each one according to what's happening. I guess I can even open duplicates and simulate stuff. I'm not sure how Bonesomatic handles, like if I open twice the same thing, how will he respond? Because I know it's trying to save stuff to the disk to compile the shader, so I wonder. So we'll have to test that. That's one of the things I want to test. I think the computer will start to crap itself, and then we'll start having problems with the stream itself because of that. But what I'm hoping as an alternative is that I'll do the batch file to automatically open one. So I want to see Alchema, I double click on Alchema. If I want to see Philippine, I double click on Philippine, and it opens that. Actually, let's try to test that. I wonder what happens if I open... Did I close? Yes, I did. If I open this one without anything there, will it still run and just show me the traditional? Yes, it will. Okay, so we can test something like this. It says guest is offline. If someone would be using this room with the nickname guest, this would automatically, I probably would have to restart it, but this would automatically open. So my idea is I will launch it windowless and like put it this big and then remove this thing, which I think is F3. How do you hide the thing? F8. It was one of the Fs, I don't know which anymore. And of course it's not documented, because why would you document anything? Why would you document Why would you document shortcuts? Okay, F2 opens and closes the textures here. I know there's one to remove this. F3 no, F4 no, F5, F6, F7. F7 saved something here to disk. Room grabber, or maybe it's just automatically updated. F8, F9, F10, F11, F11! Obviously, that makes no sense. Anyway, F11 removes this, and there's another one to... Another key to, if you're following the cursor of the person, there's another key to stop following him. And that's probably F3, I guess. I don't remember anymore. Anyways, I'll probably have it in F11 most of the times, so it doesn't really matter. So let's try to figure out the batch file to open this windowless. And either it's going to be extremely intuitive, or I'm going to have to... do I have any batch file here? No, this is the tests that I did, so it's for my own use. I remember having a batch file to do these kind of things. Because I used that for pancakes and everything, didn't I? To automatically load stuff. So, what the fuck is the parameters? Shall we try to guess? I guess they are similar to config. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look it up on old chats from revision, which should still be on Discord if no one deleted them. So let's try to search for server URL, something like that, very specific. You're not seeing this on screen, but don't worry about it. Didn't they get pinned at some point? There we go. Found it. Batch file. It's not... Oh my god, come on. Can't I just create a text document? Apparently not. Apparently you can't. Not bad it is. So, this is the text to launch the Bozomatic with the stuff. Skip dialog, network mode grabber, and server URL is the server where we're gonna go. This will change, and this was capturing for Nusen. We are going to use another client for this, which will be secret. I can call it Banana for now, doesn't really matter. And I'm gonna try catch, it can be Nusen. So if I run this, it will try to grab the server for Nusen. Let's see if it looks decent. And I guess I can save it here. Nusen.bat. You have a Nusen here? Yes, we do. Bam. It says Nusen offline. That's good. How do I remove the borders though? That would have been nice to have it borderless. Is that an option? Doesn't seem like it. We should take a look at the code and see what parameters it supports. And you can change the devices as well if you want to have it react to music and stuff like that. You can define specific input and output. Okay, so let's take a look at... And you can usually just change this on config.json directly. I think if my config.json has a borderless by default, that would be good. I mean, what does the full screen resizable hide console? Hide console is the information on the bottom. So this is correct. I can put the resolution lower for starters. That would help, like I don't know, 480 by old school dimensions. And if I open this, it should be smaller. Yeah. And F11 to remove the thing. It says loosen here, so that's useful. And if I double click it, it does nothing. If I click this, it maximizes, but not in the way that I wish it did. What about Alt Enter? Was it full screen? Of course not. One thing that I can do though is to configure OBS to look for the specific window that says GLFW grabber Newson and put it in a specific place, which can be useful if I want to show like all the contestants that exist. That might be something interesting, but then it would always be running in thumbnail mode. But what happens if I double click it again? I have 2 instances, okay. And it doesn't fuck up. Keeps running. Both stay offline, both are running. Well, I'll clearly have to do something lower resolution than this. I mean, usually this information here is useful to have, but I want to see the effect more than anything. So it's actually kind of okay-ish that it says here that it's grabber nuisance, so people watching it will immediately know which one is which player is which. If people, of course, this hides the relevant part. Oof. Why do I have the feeling that I'm gonna end up having to recompile code? Okay, let's try to open a few more and see what's the limit until my computer starts choking. We have Task Manager. I mean, this isn't very demanding. You can do a lot crazier stuff. Performance. Let's see. So far, so good. Let's open a few more. Doesn't seem to be struggling. 14%. It's fine. Memory is also okay. CPU is regular. I think most of the CPU is taken by... let's take a look, actually. Yeah, not much CPU goes to here. Most is for OBS. So this is okay. Can it handle like 20? Probably not. And people will do stuff more complicated than a tunnel, so that's gonna complicate things a little bit. But if you put them in why did I close Task Manager? If you put them in low enough resolution, your computer should be able to handle. The problem is when the shader is recompiling. If a lot of people recompile the shader at the same time, you might have issues. Also, if someone is with DirectX and another person is with GLSL, that tended to have some issues in the past. You can ask Garguy more info about that when he was doing his performance versus Flopine and IQ, and he was killing Difty's machine. So you need to be careful with that. Always run GLSL version for both the grabber and the sender. But other than that, it seems to be holding up okay, and the GPU still has a lot of performance. So I have to decide for this Friday if I'm gonna try to build up a screen on OBS that handles, I don't know, 20 people at the same time, doing very small tiles, or if I just load them on demand. I can also have both options available and then just see at the time which one needs to be used and focus on that. Hey Alien, welcome to the stream. I was just stress testing Bonzomatic and see if it holds up with a lot of windows open. I'm gonna open a few more. Set a higher latency or lower FPS. Higher latency or lower FPS for what? Because it's only being streamed, the shaders are being streamed as text, and they're only being rendered on my machine. They're not being sent as video throughout the thing. And if I have them on lower frame per second, then we would not be able to evaluate them properly. So I'm a bit reluctant to go that way. I mean, if I have this open on another window here somewhere, outside of the normal view, I can have these things stack up. Let's try to compose it a little bit. And then I can just full screen it and double click it to send it back to the position. So this is actually okay. It's already a pretty decent way to present things. And if I place them all on the correct place, and I can even do some, what's it called, overlay art on OBS to make things more pretty. Say who's who, that kind of stuff, which I would do if I was a designer. But since I'm a coder, I can use that excuse to not bother with it. So how many can we squeeze here? What resolution would we need for that? I'm doing full HD. Do we want to do 4x4? You can even do them like really small, like this big. Let's try something. Which is, I'm going to change the resolution of the main one, so that I can open all of them at once without changing much stuff. It's here. Change resolution to something even lower, 320. What am I doing? 320 by 200. Old school DOS resolution. And if it was Amiga, it would be 240. But we're DOS, so we're going to stick with 320. See if there's any configuration for duration between two shaders sending. Oh, we can not receive them as often. So here we can increase the update interval. Which we can increase a little bit, but this only affects network. It doesn't really affect our stuff much. We see the cursor moving a little bit, so use a more demanding shader. Actually, I have a few. Let me try the... I would have to also be running one of the servers, which I can. Let me try to do that. I'm gonna be the sender for Nusen, I guess. And the room is banana. I have the shader from... I have the pancakes. I have the pancakes from Alchema. What's the shit. 11. I don't remember the hotkey to recompile. What was it? Shit. What's the recompile? Oh my god, I have to check the documentation. GitHub. The new sound. Bonzomatic. Is it on a different branch? No, it's not. Blah, blah, blah. Keys. F2, texture preview, don't care. F5, that's it. There's no full screen hotkey. That's so weird. Should be Alt-Enter to go full screen. F5. There we go. So how much CPU is that using? I'll put it here so you guys can see. 17%, just one. So this is what I'm sending, and I'm gonna put it on another screen because it doesn't matter for us right now. And now I'm gonna be loading like 5 of them or something and see how they crawl. And I'm gonna put it on very small resolution. It uses a little bit less, but it's still significant. And now I'm gonna try to open a bunch of them. Did I save this? I saved this. Yes, I did. 320 by 200. Okay. So let's open a bunch of these, see how we hold up. Where's the task manager? Batch file, batch file, batch file. Listen. 1, 2, 3. What? Why is it a license? Oh, because it added a new name somehow. Whatever. Are we struggling yet? Or? More? How many do you want? They don't fit here anymore. I don't know how many I have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, and we're using 40% of the... I'm gonna do F11 to hide the scrap. This will minimize. The problem here now is that I don't know who's who, because it's listed there on the top, but since the resolution is too low, I can't really see. So that's my main concern with having too low resolution. But I can have some sort of way to bypass that, like if I compose an OBS screen with stuff here on screen. Control R, 0, the important thing is changing something on each one at the same time. Well, yeah, if I recompile it will change something on all of them. So let me try that. F5. Didn't change much. I'm changing stuff here on the original one. Like, gonna force it to recompile something here. F5. Everything updated. So a little bit of a spike. F5 a bunch of times. Nope. It's fine. 40%. Holding up good. The streaming stops sometimes. That's because of my internet provider, not because of my computer. I'm losing packets on the Ethernet. So that's acceptable. Oh, what did I do? Didn't want to minimize that one. $11. So yeah, it seems okay. And then I double click, we see it maximized. And I double click again, so we have another one. I can even do F11, and you guys won't be able to see who is... Oh, well, you do, because it says here, grab a new son. So you will be able to see it from that. It's not a very elegant way to show things, though. The ideal would be to have an OBS overlay and line things up there. And actually, I like this view, having like 9. But I mean, we don't know how many. I'm going to remove this here. What I want to do in terms of visuals is have like a matrix here and then some information on the side where we'll be showing like the random encounter generator of some sort. Not really sure. So yeah, this is what we will be testing on Friday, having all the shaders here and how we should be showing things visually. Like now suddenly we have an announcement of a match between this person and this person. So how do we show these two? I'll just double click this one. But did you know which one I clicked? Could you infer that? I have to say explicitly it's this one. Maybe if I had like an overlay on OBS saying specifically the name of the person. Let me try to add some text just to show you what I mean. Create new person 1. Preferably with a smaller font. 10. Okay, well, 10 is too little. 48. How's that? Okay. So I guess I'll do this somehow. And you guys can tell the person 1 is better if I had like fancy graphics saying that. Put a guest name overlay using JSON. Yeah. Something like that. And at the same time I will need some sort of page to do the random encounter selector, like something that will just roll selection between 2 people and keep in check who is still active and who is not. So that will probably be a web page of some sort which will be running borderless here or something. Well, it can be really small. This is the minimum that, oh my god. Well, if I what did I do? If I run it, if I launch it as a borderless image, I think it starts smaller. I can define the size of the window that way. And I could also include the image the site directly on OBS, but then I wouldn't have a way to control it with my mouse. I could also put it off screen, like here, and then do capture image here, or capture, what's it called? Not browser. Capture, window capture. Although window capture is not very advised for some things. Exactly. Bam. So I can have it, and I can even crop it like this. Show just the part that I want. Bam. So I can have the information here, and I can control it from the other screen without you guys even seeing anything, which would be pretty decent. So yeah, but this will also largely depend on the number of people that we have running. So, oh yeah, we don't have a date for opening and closing like submissions. This should probably also be either October 1st or something like that. I'm weary of putting everything for October 1st and then having a lot of stuff to do on that night and not being able to do everything. So that's worrying me a little bit. Because usually these online events have been doing like 2-3 days before the actual event. And they let me try to get rid of this thing first. Move. Yes. And the name of the person also remove. Yes. So most of these online events have been putting organize these parties. They have 2-3 days before presenting everything. They show the videos, they prepare the playlist of the video, and then they also always fuck something up. So I don't know what the hell they're doing with their time, but well, anyways, I digress. So if I have everything to do and I'm one person, well, Alien and Zero Shift supposedly help me. I say supposedly for Zero Shift because but I don't assume that they will help editing compos and editing videos of compos together. Either way, I don't plan to edit the videos. Everything on the party will be requested to be submitted already on a format ready to display. so I don't have the problem of having to capture all the demos and that kind of stuff, which is really good. But I still have to check every single one of them if they are correct, if they are not having anything, I don't know, insulting to a minority or whatever that shouldn't be played, if any reason to be disqualified. So I still have to check everything, put them in order, maybe combine the compos. I have all of that to do during the October 1 night. So on this, after this is done, I'll do this demo show, which will last for maybe 1 hour or 2 hours. And then the rest of the night we'll be preparing the compos for October, for the 3rd of October. And on the 2nd of October, we'll have the Shader Royale, which is the stuff we're gonna test this Friday. The one that I was just showing you guys now. So if I have to prepare some stuff for the Shader Royale, I will have to do it on this night as well. Because I probably won't have time to do it during the day because of my kid. And the fact that I was sleeping, that I will be sleeping during the morning because I was doing this everything here before the night. Anyways, I won't have that much time. So I shouldn't have that much stuff to prepare for the Shader Royale. It should be pretty straightforward and adaptable at the time. Like just editing a list of names, open everything, adjust a little bit the stuff on screen, and then be ready to go. And that's what I want to prepare for this Friday, to test everything. So I have everything ready to go for on October 2nd. We'll just be excuse me. We'll just be putting everyone online, make sure that everyone is ready to go, and start. And we will also have the voting system, which will probably be requiring someone behind the scenes creating a fake vote, a fake compo, just for the random encounter between two specific players, and people will be live voting on that. So that will be another layer of stuff that you will be doing during the Shader Royale. So I'll probably have Alien helping out with that, since he's already taking care of giving out vote keys and stuff like that. He will probably be able to help out with this part, and because creating a compo on the back office isn't that hard. Turning on voting and testing if you really can vote or not, that should be pretty straightforward. Alien, if you're online and you're okay with this, let me know, because otherwise it will be hard for me to focus on that and focus on commentating what's happening with the Shader Royale and switching people around at the same time. Still doable. I've done weirder things, but there will be more times that I will be saying and waiting around for stuff, or you people will be waiting around for me to do stuff, which will be a bit boring. We will be having shaders on screen though, so maybe not that boring. But if you're waiting for me to double click to see something big screen and I'm doing something else, it might get a bit annoying. Okay, awesome, Alien. Awesome. That will help immensely. So yeah, call the tool for random encounters. I need to do this. I'm gonna keep it simple, just loading a list of names from JavaScript, listing all the ones that are still active, crossing out the names that have been sent home or killed or lost, whatever, and then have a button to roll a new encounter. And the question is how many people will be in this random encounter. I was originally thinking 2 or 3, but I'm thinking maybe 4 can also be acceptable, like 4 at the same time, and you vote between 4. Just have the percentage of that happening be slightly lower, or maybe even pre-calculated, like on the first bout you have 1 versus 1, the second one you have 3 versus On the first round of random encounters, you have 2 players going off against each other. On the second round, you have 3 players going off against each other. On the fourth round, you have 4 players going up against each other, and then it goes back to only being 2. And it keeps increasing again. So that's also a possibility to mix things up a little bit. So I'll have to code a tool and have that option available, and then whatever we decide can be easily to swap around, and then some way to cross out the players that lost and click to go again. I think to cross out I will just click the players themselves, turning them on and off. That might be the best way. Let me see if I can do a sketch. Well, even this thing can be doable. Like if I click on Alchema, it would get crossed. It would get like this. If I click on Blackle, she would have lost, and then if I click again, it gets enabled again in case there's like a mistake or something. There should be a public version of YouTube's Snowflake algorithm to check for offensive content on hours of footage. Phew, that's like way too long. Not really worried about that though. Offensive content, I mean, for a small party, it's not like, and no one is gonna be watching us and canceling or waiting to draw dicks to make sure that the stream gets shut down. So I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, stuff to do. I have to code this small tool. It's more of a page, code page, to process random encounters. Test all grabbers on thumbnail size for all contestants. We just did that. Overlays on OBS. Would be nice if I could get a graphic designer to do me some overlays. Like just something to use as a name tag. Maybe I can find some interesting name tags. Or name tag overlay. Like there's like 3 to use or something. Yeah, something like this might work. Something like this, pick a decent font, and it sort of works. It's not very pretty on screen. I'll also have to cut the bar here so I can show the desktop but not really be showing other stuff. No sponsors, no morale. Yeah, something like that. I mean, if there's something extremely offensive, I will disqualify it, and I'll just take the heat for that. Someone always gets pissed off because you didn't show 2 horses masturbating or whatever. But I mean, yeah, I've been doing this for 20 years. I think I'm used to that kind of stuff. If you want to do stuff that's only controversial for the sake of being controversial, I mean, you have the right to do it, but if it's not funny or entertaining, if it's just offensive, we're not going to show it. That's as simple as that. Other than that, I have no problem with stuff being contentious or controversial in some form, as long as it's done well. Or maybe that's badly worded. I don't know the right way to word it, but yeah, I think you understood what I meant. So maybe nameplates, overlays on OBS, maybe some name tags. Okay, next thing we need to do is edit the website. Forgot to put the maximum resolution on the images, so we're gonna do that now. Need to go here. Also, these 2 days are pretty much done, so I can delete them. If I was in edit mode. Yeah, there's an empty 9 here. Any news on seminars? We had a couple more people agreeing to do one, but we don't have anyone scheduled. I think to start rolling things off, I'll probably do one about getting into the demo scene. Since I have that repository talking about how to, you know what the demo scene is and get active in the demo scene. What's the official title? Teaching demo scene in 14 days, I think it's called. Teach yourself demo scene in 14 days, yeah. I can give this in the form of a seminar and walk through this and what I mean, what things are, maybe show some examples, answer some questions and stuff like that. So I'll probably schedule this as a first seminar, and hopefully when people see that I'm announcing the seminars and they understand that the format of seminars for Inércia is before the party, not during the party, maybe they'll start moving a bit more and start scheduling some dates. But right now we have like 5 people interested in giving seminars, but no dates yet to announce. Gonna list that here as well. And we're gonna take a look at the calendar, see where we can slot it. Could give it on Thursday, since we have the Shadow Royale test the next day. And still gives enough time to announce it tomorrow. Yeah, I guess I'll schedule it for Thursday. I'm still weary of the packet losses on the live stream, but I think I will be either showing slides, and the sound is okay, so that's the main thing. That being okay, it's pretty good. I should prepare some stuff though, but I think I can do it on the night before, like what stuff I should be showing. And I can search it pretty quick on Puet and stuff like that. It's just better to have the links handy. So yeah. So I'm gonna do this, and so we have to announce this tomorrow. This is on the 10. Yeah, 10 of September. Okay, so other people who are accepted but don't know the date. Evil, I'll have to ping him to confirm. He's currently doing a live stream, so I can talk with him right now. IQ said he was interested, but still thinking about it. Same with YX. She also said she was could be interesting. She wouldn't have time to do it if it was on Inércia, but before she might have, just a little bit. It depends on the topic, how much she would have to prepare. So she's still thinking about it. Citric is also interested, but also thinking about it. Have to poke him about it again, see if it's up for it or not. Same thing with Distance. Parallax was definitely interested. They have a lot of stuff to prepare though. They want to show their Space Pigs demo tool, or I want them to show their Space Pigs demo tool, and so he's working on that, but probably gonna take 1 or 2 weeks. So it's gonna be for later, probably after function. Netboat didn't reply to me, I don't know, didn't ask Genio, didn't ask Erratic. Pinged Zero Shift, but it's been completely away. Ferzan would probably give the bonsai, I haven't pinged him yet, have to do that. Haven't talked with Smash either. Pandur said he has this definitely in, just doesn't know when or what. And Pandur will be talking about cables GL. Let's see who else. Sensen Style said that he was a bit disconnected from demoscene lately. He's focusing on his writing. So he wasn't feeling very comfortable in giving it, which is okay. If I need to open and close, I think I only need to open it. Yeah. The strike thingy, I meant. Ferris couldn't. Ursor Coupe, I didn't ask. I can still ping them. Couldn't think of anyone for C64. I do have Ethnic on Facebook that I could try asking maybe. Let me put here Ethnic. Soul was interested, but he was a bit busy and feeling a bit burned out. So maybe. Didn't ask Lord Cox or Introspect or Gasman, which just names that I thought of. No name didn't reply. Don't have contact for Dan Lemon on Discord. Have to find him on Facebook, I guess. Eamon didn't have time. Yobe didn't reply. Paul Falcão said that he's on. Doesn't know in what time though. So Paulo, if you're still watching, let us know. Let us know a date so we can announce it. When do you think you have stuff prepared? And Alex, which is Alex Evans of Media Molecule, if you don't know, or he used to work at Media Molecule, now he left the Dreams project apparently. He's been doing some hardware electronics, this music thingy called Plinky, and I saw him demo this 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it was rather expert kind of level, which was very interesting considering he only started his hardware music adventure during the pandemic, pretty much, or taking it to the next level during the pandemic. It's already quite advanced, and I asked him if he was interested to give a talk about that, and he was quite interested. So just thinking about the format, I'll have to pinging him again, but it would be really great if Alex could do that. Perosian was also interested, either Linux coding or how to set up your system to code for the Nintendo DS, which he is a bit of an expert on. But he was a bit weird with dates because he has university starting soon and all sorts of stuff, so unsure. And Black Hole, I didn't ask her about Linux coding yet. I did ask her about being on the tester for Friday though. So I'll have to ask her about setting up Linux coding frameworks. So yeah, those are the people that I contacted and replied. So we had about 6-7 maybes, but no specific dates yet, which is fine. So I haven't edited this yet. I also haven't finished this yet. I also haven't done this yet. Oof, the to-do list doesn't shorter, only widens, and I still have 5 demo shows to prepare. Holy shit, I guess tomorrow's stream will be preparing one of these demo shows, probably deadline. I can try to offload Boonsley demo show for Unlock or Shayna. I can try that if I can catch Unlock on Discord. I mean, it's just setting up a playlist on YouTube. Anyone can do that. Picking the demos and setting up a playlist. And then we'll just figure out the day to play them. The cat keeps jumping up. I apologize. The spam for the 4th announcement will probably have to be delayed, since tomorrow I will announce the seminar. And actually, when I announce my seminar, I will say that the seminars are open and that we're going to be continuous. So I will take the announcement of my seminar to indicate to other people that we are open for other people who want to do seminars in this sort of format, on this sort of time zone schedule. So I think that will work, which reminds me I need to do the thing, the flyer for the announcement. So once I do this, I will prepare first seminar flyer and spam the first seminar flyer. Also, I need to prepare. Do we want to announce the tester for the shader royale? I don't think we need a flyer for that. It's only a tester. I don't want to put pressure on the people, on the participants, but it's probably going to be fun regardless, if only being a tester. So I'm not sure if it's worth announcing or not. I think we're not announcing it, just announce it on the day that it happens. Oof, I'm divided. I don't know. I'm divided on this point. I'm thinking if I can announce it after this or during, while I'm doing... But then it's announcing two different things at different times. So tomorrow I will definitely announce my seminar. The question is if after my seminar I should announce the Shader Royale test session or not. Or if just leave it for, you know, same day, just saying that we're gonna live stream it. Focus on main events. Yeah, I think at this point the seminars are more main than the test session. Although I have a feeling the test session is going to be really good, because we're going to have 6 very talented people doing shader for 1 whole hour, so it's really going to be interesting. Will the tester be open to other would-be participants? I mean, we could add more on the fly if there's anyone just showing up on the chat and says, oh, I wish I could participate. I could just give him a link to the thing and he could just enter, so it's not, we don't have any functionalities. Oh, another thing that I need to do is to set up the registrations for Shader Royale. So when we announce the Shader Royale, which will be later on, after all the other spams have been done, we will have to say the limit date where you can register yourself for participating on the Shader Royale. And that's one of the things that I was thinking about earlier, if it should also be October 1st or not. And if we can use the system for it already, like Woohoo system, you just submit that and add the competition people there. or if I ask them to contact me, contact us at Inércia by email that they are interested. We'll also have to create a Discord page. That's another thing that I have to do. Create Discord, not page, Discord channel, not channel. Oh, what's it called? Room. Chat room. For Shader Royale. Invite everyone. Give roles. Spam info on how to join. Or give them, not spam. Spam usually means that it's public, and this is private, so... I don't really care about having that much participants on the tester. I think with 6 we can already do a good enough test. But I guess because if you are open to tests, I guess Luguber ended his set. Aww. Because if we have a lot of people, if we are testing things and trying to change things, and we have people dropping in and saying, "Oh, I want to join as well," you have to stop everything, give the information to the person, make sure he joins the Discord. That has everything set up. Maybe he doesn't know how to run Bonesomatic, and you have to be explaining that to him. So that increases the logistics a lot. And when you are trying to focus on making things run smoothly on OBS, that might be too much stuff to be handling real time during the stream. So that's why I'm a bit weary of having it open for new participants on this tester. Of course, for Inércia's Shader Showdown, the official Inércia Shader Royale thing, it's going to be open for everyone, and I'm going to do a proper text, well, just copy paste, explaining where you can download Bonesomatic, how it works, the shortcut keys, what you're supposed to connect, how you can get the sound working to have it reactive to whatever you're playing. So that's gonna happen for the official one, but for this one, I don't think so. I think I want to close the Shader Showdown registrations one day earlier from the rest of the compos. I don't know why. I feel like I'm missing something here. I know I will have a lot of trouble, or a lot of... when the submission deadline ends, I will have to be preparing all of the compos, and we do have a lot of them, and we'll have to decide which ones to merge, which ones not to merge, which is, I mean, it's not that hard to do. It's just the decision making, and once you've done it, so yeah, but that will have to be done everything on this night. And if I'm also at the same time contacting everyone for the Shader Royale to be have everything installed, have everything prepared, be on the right Discord channel and that kind of stuff, that might be too much stuff to do on the same evening, especially because they will be starting asking things on normal hours, not late night hours, which is late night is what I usually operate on. So they won't be online at 2 a.m. asking me this kind of stuff where I will have time to reply to them. They will be asking this at like 6 or 3 in the afternoon or something like that. And they would be doing that right before Shader Royale. So I think if I have one day before... And now I'm thinking if I should have the deadlines for competitions on 30 September and Shader Royale submissions on this. But no, I think the other way around. Yeah. Registrations for Shader Royale will be on September 30th. That's done. That's decided. September 30. Registration deadline for shader royale. Royale with cheese. Then we have something, probably a demo show of some sort. I think this looks okay. That would be helpful. Thanks, Alien. I will try to make a group on my Discord specifically for Inércia Orga stuff, so we can discuss stuff there. We can even be on audio if you have a mic. That might be easier during that night. Just discuss. Since Zero Shift seems to be a little bit away from organizing stuff, it ends up just being us two, so we can just open up a channel and just talk about what I'm doing next and what you should be doing, and coordinate ourselves a little bit better. We can have an organization party, have some beers, have some fun, and then tell all our friends of how much we had fun organizing Inércia Demoparty all by ourselves. I think it's done what I wanted to update. Oh yeah, it was the maximum resolution for graphics. It should be... Oof, I'm trying to copy paste something, but it's... Sometimes it's easier to just type instead of copy paste. This is one of those reasons. Just to type 920 by 1080. I clicked on free for Windows. Well, for old school pixel graphics, you don't need this big of a resolution. Great, the copy paste failed. You go around 4 pages looking for a copy paste, and then you don't copy paste it properly. That's ace. I don't think I should put maximum resolution on old school pixel graphics though. I think they will do the size of the old school platform, so it's self-contained in that regard. Photo, yeah, photo should definitely. Okay. This is done. So this is fixed. Yeah, zero shift. Whenever he enters Discord, he creates a new account. He and Discord, they don't really seem to mix. Which is another problem for organizing. If he was active, how would he be on Discord if he can't open Discord on his computer? So I should prepare the seminar flyer. Ugh, do I want to do that now? Do I want to do it later? It's 10 p.m., so I guess I'm gonna wrap things up, and I can prepare this first thing tomorrow and spam it during the stream, I guess, or during the day. So yeah, not that critical. Doesn't need to be out tonight, but I will do it sometime during the day. This is already done. Registrations for Shadow Real, they're already listed. Should probably refresh the website, make sure that everything looks okay. Starts on the 9th. That's okay. This should be a seminar, saying that it's a seminar. Should I say by PS or... Usually it's like seminar speaker, but that's too many words to include there. Like speaker, PS. Is this okay? I guess. And I think that was the only thing that I noticed wrong. Shadow Royale test session will be on Friday. On Saturday, don't know. Sunday, don't know. Then we have to see if we have any schedules, any seminars to be scheduled for next week. Or if we'll just use this stream to prepare more stuff for Inércia. Still don't know about function, but we will know when we will know. Hey Nelson, you arrived right at the end of the stream. Yeah, so what is worrying me more right now is seminars. We need to start putting some dates on those seminars, not leave everything for last minute. I mean, we could squash them in somehow on Friday if it's a last resort, or even on Sunday. But the point of these seminars would be to lead up to Inércia, so people would have time to participate on things using the knowledge that they obtain from the seminars. But I guess technically speaking, they can use the knowledge they learned from the seminars at Inércia to do entries for assembly or the other parties that are happening after Inércia. So it's still a net positive for the demo scene, just not as net positive for Inércia itself. But we will. It's not the end of the world. It's Friday. Oh yeah, it's your birthday today. Well, happy birthday, Evil. Evil has birthday on the same day as my kid. So that should be easy to remember, but I somehow forgot. So apologies, Nelson. Anyways, hope you have a good birthday night in case of Evil, or a good rest of the evening for anyone else who is not a birthday person. This is it for today. See you guys tomorrow. And yeah, have a great evening. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.